Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are doing great. Happy Saturday. Got 7 matchups on this NBA slate today. Be sure to like and subscribe. Check out all my links in the description below. Go ahead and sign up with ParlayPlay, guys. If you guys like betting on player props, especially for NBA, go ahead and do that. Super easy site to do it on. And get $10 just for signing up and trying out the site. Go ahead and take advantage of that money this weekend. And yeah, let's hop into it here. Pretty light slate today. 7 matchups, starting with the Orlando Magic versus the Los Angeles Clippers. Clippers opening up as 11-point favorites with the over/under at 211. The last 10 head-to-head, Clippers 9-1, 6-4 covering in those matchups. The over is 2-7-1 in the last 10 games. Orlando just 1-9 in their last 10. Clippers 5-5 in their last 10. I do see Paul George is questionable. I mean, that's definitely a huge one. Orlando 0-8 on the road right now. 1-14 in their last 15 against the Clippers, which is kind of crazy. Clippers 7-1 at home against Orlando. Yeah, this Orlando team is just absolutely horrible. They've had a couple close games here and there, but I mean, they've had their last couple games against Golden State, Sacramento. I mean, they've gotten destroyed. 11 points is a lot. I'm taking the Clippers minus 11 at home. Add them to your moneyline parlays. But for some reason, if Paul George is out, we're going to take Orlando plus the points. Be sure to check Paul George's status because that'll definitely determine. You'll probably see some line movement if Paul George is out. But if Paul George plays, taking the Clippers minus 11 at home, add them to your moneyline parlays. Next matchup, we have the Utah Jazz versus the Washington Wizards. Jazz opening up as 5-point favorites with the over/under at 218.5. The last 10 head-to-head, Utah 8-2, 6-4 covering in those matchups. The over has hit 6 out of the last 10 games. No major injuries to report. Utah 8-2 in their last 10. Washington just 4-6 in their last 10. Jazz 4-2 covering the spread in their last 6. 5-0 on the road right now, playing really great on the road. Utah just 2-7, Washington just 2-7-1 covering in their last 10 games. 1-4 covering at home against Utah. Yeah, love Utah on the road here. Fully healthy, no injuries here. Yeah, we'll take Utah minus 5, and then, money line parlay addition as well. Next matchup, we have the Chicago Bulls versus the Miami Heat. Heat opening up as 1.5-point favorites with the over/under at 211. The last 10 head-to-head, Miami 8-2, 6-4 covering in those matchups. The over has hit 6 out of the last 10 meetings. Well, a lot of injuries on both sides here. Still no Jimmy Butler, no Bam, no Morris, and then DeRozan, Jones Jr. Are both out. Kobe White and Caruso are questionable, so be sure to check their statuses. Chicago 6-4 in their last 10. Miami just 4-6 in their last 10. They have definitely struggled big time. These teams did play a few weeks ago. Miami winning 107-104. Chicago 6-3 covering on the road right now. 6-1 covering on the road against Miami. I like the Bulls plus 1.5 here on the road. Both teams battling injuries, but yeah, I like the Bulls. I also think the Bulls can get it done on the road here. Only lost by 3 in the last meeting, and I think it'll probably be another close one here. Going to take the Bulls plus 1.5 on the road. Next matchup, we had the Houston Rockets versus the Memphis Grizzlies. Grizzlies opening up as 8.5-point favorites with the over/under at 222. The last 10 head-to-head, 5-5 both ways, and the over has hit 5 out of the last 10 meetings. Houston 7-3 in their last 10. Memphis 7-3 in their last 10 as well, which is kind of crazy. Houston on a nice little win streak, which is very surprising here. You could roll with Houston because they are on a nice little streak, getting 8.5 plus points on the road. But even with all these injuries for Memphis, Memphis has just been beating good teams. I mean, beat the Lakers, beat the Mavs, beat the Heat. They beat some good teams during this little run they had, and especially after that burst where they beat OKC 152-79. They've just been on a tear right now, and I'm rolling with this Grizzlies team. -8.5, taking Memphis at home in this one. Next matchup, we have the Sacramento Kings versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cavs opening up as 6.5 point favorites with the over-under at 216.5. The last 10 head-to-head, Sacramento 6-4, 6-4 covering in those matchups. The over has hit just 5 out of the last 10 meetings. Sacramento 5-5 in their last 10. Cleveland 5-5 in their last 10 as well. No major injuries to report here. Not a very exciting matchup here. Both teams are playing pretty much the same. They've been able to have they both had solid weeks, about a week or two. I like Sacramento plus the points in this one. No injuries. Both teams playing decent here in the stretch. We'll take 6.5 points with the Kings here. Next matchup, we have the Denver Nuggets versus the San Antonio Spurs. Nuggets opening up as 1 point favorites with the over-under at 216.5. The last 10 head-to-head, Denver 7-3. Spurs are 6-4 covering in those matchups. The over has hit 6 out of the last 10 meetings. These teams did just play a few days ago. Spurs winning that matchup 123-111. A game, it was the same spread. Denver was 2-point underdogs. Definitely didn't cover there. I like Denver in this matchup. 1 point spread, coming off a game where they just lost to the Spurs. And I like Denver coming off this bounce back here. Game where they just lost by double digits to the Spurs. I don't think Jokic is going to let that happen again here. Going to take Denver money line on the road. Then the last matchup, we have the Golden State Warriors versus the Philadelphia 76ers. Warriors opening up as 4 point favorites with the over-under at 212. The last 10 head-to-head, the Warriors 7-3, 5-5 covering in those matchups. The overs hit just 4 out of the last 10 matchups. Warriors 8-2 in their last 10. Philly 5-5 in their last 10. These teams did just play a few weeks ago. Golden State winning 116-96. No major injuries to really report. Embiid is questionable here, so be sure to check his status. Golden State 7-1 on the road against Philly. Taking Golden State -4 on the road. Clearly the better team. No major injuries, playing lights out. Taking the Warriors -4. Take them on the money line on the road. And that's going to be it for the video. Good luck with your picks and parlays on Saturday. Hope you guys cash out, and I'll see you guys Sunday. Have a good one.